Antetokounmpo be a buck after February 5th? And look, the reality is this, Perk. We'll start with you. You see Giannis there. He looks good. He's looked good recently. But the Bucks are currently just outside the play-in and have won 4 of their last 5 games, with Giannis averaging over 30 points per game. So, Perk, will Milwaukee still have Giannis after the trade deadline this season?
George, I think I was wrong. I said at the beginning of the season that Giannis would be in another uniform, but I think the Bucks are just holding on for dear life, and I understand it. We're talking about a generational talent, but what I will say is I expect the Bucks to be aggressive at the trade deadline to move and try to make a splash, right? When you think about Giannis Antetokounmpo, he's one of one. The fact that he's playing with the passion that he always played with, I believe that Giannis just feel like he has a chance against anybody, but I believe the Bucks will do and make some moves at the trade deadline to try to move and get some pieces around Giannis so that they could have a shot to be a playoff type team in the Eastern Conference.
All right, Big Perk, let's go to Trae Young next. Over his 8 seasons in Atlanta, he's averaged 25 points, almost 10 assists per game. But he wasn't offered a contract extension prior to this season. The Hawks All-Stars missed 27 games this season. Atlanta has been 15-12 without Young in the lineup. Let's start with you, Hall of Famer Mark Spears. How is Trae Young handling the upcoming trade season?
Ooh, I hear he's trying to be really careful about this. You know, this is a guy who saw Kevin Durant leave Oklahoma City as a kid and saw how that was, and he wants to continue, whether he's there or gone, to have a connection with Atlanta. So I don't think he's asking for a trade, but I don't think he's telling them not to trade him. I'm hearing he's open-minded to being moved. You know, he and Porzingis still haven't really played much together, and we don't really know what that looks like. But without an extension, but Trae seemed to be being blamed for a lot of the things, fair or unfair, I do think he certainly would be open-minded to a new uniform.
All right, next up, Anthony Davis. Davis has only played in 18 games this season, but when he's been on the court, he's averaging 20 and 10 per game. Davis has another year on his current contract, plus a player option, and his desire for a, quote, pricey extension might have him out in Dallas. So, Tim, who better to go to here, amigo? What's the deal with Davis?
Howdy, Georgie. AD's preference would be to stay in Dallas and to get that extension this summer. Now, does that make sense for a team trying to build around a teenage prodigy? I think you can answer that question on your own. As far as the outlook, look, the Mavericks are trying to generate a good trade market for Anthony Davis. That is difficult because of the durability issues, and I think more so the dollars. And in a situation like this, Rich Paul is going to be involved. They are going to want AD traded somewhere that is willing to give him a long, lucrative extension. And I just think mid-season it's going to be very difficult for Dallas to make all those pieces fit.
All right, finally, all right, we'll see what transpires next. But let's get to the court. Last night, SGA and the Thunder were in Phoenix to take on Devin Booker and the Suns. Books had himself a night last night. You'll see here. We'll start off late in the third. The Thunder leading by 4. SGA gets the off-balance shot to fall there. Then under 2 minutes to go in the quarter, Thunder now trailing by 1. SGA gets crafty on this one. Next possession, Phoenix. Goody drills a 3.
Saw a lot of that last night. Jordan Goodwin, scrap heap pickup, making an impact.
Career high 8 threes for him. Under 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. OKC up 2. Dillon Brooks. He gets in the act with a sidestep, 2. Long 2 there. Game tied at 100. 30 seconds to go in the fourth. Thunder down 4. SGA. His shot is short, but Chet, there to clean it up.
I like Che better.
A French pronunciation of Chet.
Exactly. Phoenix possession here. Brooks will step out of bounds.
Ooh.
OKC ball, 23 seconds to go, down 2. 12 seconds. J-Dub on the drive.
Back home.
Gets the jumper.
Maybe his best game of the year, by the way.
Tied at 105, but final Suns possession. Booker.
He does that.
Book it.
Yeah.
Incredible clutch triple from Booker.
Caruso on him like a blanket.
Dort was there, too.
Yep.
Incredible.
No
shot there, as I mentioned. And Nike basketball showing Booker some love. Another job booked, another job complete. Here was Booker when he was asked about how he was guarded after the game.
That's Alex Caruso guarding. I mean, that's one of the best perimeter defenders in the league. What's your confidence level that you can get up a good look against that level of defender in that situation?
Yeah, pretty confident.
I hope he misses. Yeah, get a stop. Every time, like it's like a shot like that, it feels like the ball's in slow motion until it hits the rim and it misses or goes in. But those are the funnest moments of the game for sure.
Suns have won 6 of 7 games since the 23rd of December, the best record in the NBA over that span. Phoenix also ranks 3rd in net efficiency over that span as well, outscoring opponents by 9.3 points per 100 possessions. The Thunder are now 6-5 in their last 11 games. Perk, how surprising is the Thunder's recent play?
What you mean, George? And look, here's the thing. When you're the champs, you're going to get everybody's best shot, especially when you go on the road, especially when you're going against a team like the Phoenix Suns or the San Antonio Spurs. Guys are going to come out, and it's every night on the road is going to be like a playoff game because you are the standard. I'm not going to overreact because they're 6-5 over their last 11 games. I'm not going to overreact because last night Goodwin had 26 points off the bench. You know, when you play against the champs, certain guys have out-of-body experiences. It was a time when I played with the Celtics during those final runs, championship runs, where we had a guy by the name of Matt Barner came in on a Sunday afternoon, I believe it was, and I think he lit us up for about 25 to 26 points. That wasn't on our bingo card, and the Spurs walked out of there on the win. It caused Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett to get into it at halftime. So it happens. I'm not going to overreact to this. The Thunder knows what's at stake, what's ahead of them. They're going to get everybody's best shot, and we saw an example of that last night.
All right, fair enough. Spears, you have anything to add here?
Yeah, I actually talked to Shea on Friday after the Warriors game, and this is before this loss, obviously, and he said he's not overreacting. He was expecting the coaches, the players, the front offices, everybody around the league to get better against them. And he said, hey, we didn't expect to go 81-1. He said he certainly has been through some tougher times, but he said it's very loud when they lose. But, you know, he's not concerned, he's not worried, and he feels like they'll be just fine.
Yeah, listen, I'm with you and Perk. Like, I think that this is the deal when you're the champs, right? Like, you are going to get everybody's best punch every day.
And he said they got to get better, too. He admitted that as well.
I also think that they still are young, and they are adjusting to things on the fly, too. Like, yes, they won the championship, but they're still a very young squad.
Well, and hey, let's give a little bit of credit to the team that landed the punch last night.
Right,
okay?
they're good.
This didn't come from out of nowhere. The Suns they were one of the biggest jokes in the league the last couple of years. Let's just call it like it is. These Suns were an epic disaster the last 2 years. They were an embarrassment. This is a team that has completely reset the culture. They finally hired a coach who's going to be there for a while, and they got a good one in Jordan Ott. Brought Dillon Brooks in, complete culture reset. 7 games above 500. Nobody saw this coming, but it's not a fluke. You know, the Suns deserve some credit here for not just what they did last night, but what they've done this season.
I agree. Look, I think we can cross off they're not going to get 73 wins, and they're, I don't know, San Antonio is 4.5 back.
Oh, stop.
I don't know about that.
I'm just saying.
Let's run away toss and bring it up the left side. I want so-and-so in it who's after a dead ball, which like I'm calling on the fly. And we bring it up that side, and the person I want in the away toss isn't over there. It's just like, that's happening so consistently right now. I chalk it up to the holidays.
J.J. Redick was not happy about the Lakers' recent struggles on offense, but last night the Grizzlies came to town, and all was forgiven. Let's get to the highlight. This is game 2 of 2 games in 3 days against the Grizzlies. Luka Doncic had 19 points in the first half on 5 of 10 shooting. Another strong half for Doncic, who leads the NBA in first half scoring this season. Then it was LeBron's turn. Now entering Sunday, James has averaged 24 points, 6.5 rebounds, 5 assists since his 41st birthday last Tuesday, and he took over late in this one. Late in the third, LeBron in the drive, kicks to Luka, 3-ball on the way. He nails it. About a minute later, Jared Vanderbilt kicks it to LeBron. He hits a contested 3. In the fourth, Lakers down 4. James on the drive with the left and the finish. Lakers within 2, less than a minute later. LeBron on the wing. He's going to spot up for the three.
Giving him a shot.
Yeah, another contested one. Lakers down just 1. This time, LeBron, he's going to find Jake LaRavia, who had a great game against his old team.
I was going to say, former Memphis Grizzly.
Yep. LeBron scored or assisted on 17 straight Laker points from the end of the third, midway through the fourth to take a 2-point lead. Then the finishing touches. Luka will get the 3 ball here.
Wow.
It's a pretty good comeback for the Lakers.
Segundo.
Doncic finished with 36, LeBron with 26. Here's LeBron after the game in response to JJ's criticism.
I mean, it's unacceptable. I mean, it's something that, well, I don't know. I can't speak for everybody, but when I was growing up, one, you watch the group ahead of you. That was one, thing that'd get you on the line. That would be running suicide or sprints. And the other one was if you mess up a play out of a timeout, that'd be another one to get you running sprints. So that's just how I was brought up. So, it's great that we can have that type of conversation. Guys hear it, take it, and take full responsibility, and then come in here and be able to make that change like that 180 change right away.
Bigs can't feed themselves, and, I just try my best to do what I can, to bring effort. And I trust my playmakers out there to find me.
The Lakers overcame a 16-point deficit to beat the Grizzlies, but it wasn't easy. By the way, the Lakers, to give them credit for all their challenges, they're 12-0 in clutch games this season. The team is having issues, though, okay, certainly at this point, at times defensively. Let's bring Perk back in here. Okay, let's go with Tim then. Tim, so what do you make of the Lakers thus far?
A lot of interesting quotes coming out of the Lakers right now. Don Nelson used to say you've got about 6 bullets you can fire at your team as a coach throughout the course of a season. J.J. Redick seems to fire 6 a week. Like, I don't think he's got a little 6-shooter. He's got, some heavy machinery. And then DeAndre Ayton, bigs can't feed themselves. Passive-aggressive. LeBron talking about he doesn't have the ball that much. There's just a lot of weirdness coming out of the Lakers right now for a team that's in the thick of things in the West.
Well, look, LeBron said he had 1 turnover last night, and people were asking him about how he had all these assists and just 1 turnover. He said, well, I got to take care of the ball when I barely have the ball. I was like, oh, okay. That was an interesting choice of words. I mean, and he's right. In the second half, they were playing through him more. In the first half, they played, obviously, through Luka. So they're sort of trading off there. But that was an interesting choice of words there. I think J.J. Redick is firing off some zingers every single night. That's kind of his personality. If you know him, he's a sarcastic guy. He's not good at sugarcoating things. He doesn't want to sugarcoat things. That's not his style. But I heard him. I'm a mom of young boys, okay? And when you say the same thing over and over, and they don't change their behavior, you have to put some consequences on it. And I think if he's saying things and we're not seeing guys drop from the lineup, you even heard LeBron say when you mess up an out of time an ATO, you got to have some consequences. You got to run sprint. So I don't know what that practice was like the day after he said it, but I'm not seeing really any changes in their lineup. I'm not seeing guys being sat down and having real consequences for those actions. And so until we do, just bomb logic here, they're going to keep doing it.
This is the most downtrodden 22-11 team I've ever seen.
Right?
Are they 11-22 or are they 22-11? Man, they got winnable games ahead.
Yeah.
They got first world problems.
Right, but they can't beat the good teams is the problem.
Yeah.
That's their issue, is that they beat the bad teams, but they can't beat the good teams. Perk, what do you make of all of this?
I mean, one, JJ doing all this crying in the media, what the babies go do? Okay, you got to leave some rooms for the babies in the world to do some crying. Nobody want to hear that. And to me, he has lost the ears of the locker room. And I'm not talking about LeBron because we know him and LeBron are always going to be on the same page. Obviously, we're not talking about Luka as well. They're going to be on the same page. But why are the other guys not listening to you? Your role players, the guys that you need to find a way to max out, DeAndre Ayton. And DeAndre Ayton, think about it. His tone has changed. I remember at the beginning of the season when we were asking him, when people were asking questions about his offensive production, and he said, I'm trying to be a better defender, whatever the team needs me to be on the defensive side of things. Now all of a sudden the energy has changed to he wants the ball, he can't feed himself. So if I'm JJ Redick, one, I got to hold myself accountable, meaning I got to figure out a way and change my ways. I know he don't sugarcoat nothing, and we know JJ goes on these rants. But in today's world, in 2025, that's not happening. We didn't see all-time great coaches changed and adapt to new generations. We saw Greg Popovich do it with the Spurs. We saw Rick Carlisle do it in Indiana. And JJ Redick need to do it his damn self. He haven't won the championship. He just got him to the first round.
I'm not
saying, got to humble himself.
Yeah, I'm not saying you're wrong, Perk, but I'll say this before we move on, okay? When we had the Lakers early this season, we asked Luka, what do you like about JJ? And he said, he's a bleep, okay? So, like, these guys know what they're dealing with, at least to that point. So, but we'll see how it evolves, because I don't think you're wrong necessarily.